Teenagers out there, do you feel like you're going on a roller coaster of feelings and emotions lately? One second, you're irritated, next, you're happy, and the next, depressed. Or you can feel all of these emotions at the same time, or just simply feel nothing at all, just apathetic. These emotions may be building up in the long term due to stress, anxiety, and depression, or caused by something so small and irrelevant but your mind seems to unnecessarily amplify it. Unhelpful yet inevitable. Does it make you want to just leave the world behind and simply shut down at times? Well, I certainly did just yesterday and suffered with it. If processed incorrectly, these emotions may hurt yourself furthermore. It may even harm the loved ones around you, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Point is, it may affect everyone in all dimensions of wellness, therefore reducing your overall well-being. Now, we won't be going too deep into the issue of well-being today, but instead, I'll bring to you emotion in teenagers and how having the ability to control your emotions will impact your teenage life and your future ahead as an adult. I'll also be sharing some tactics on how you can control your emotions much better. Emotions. You've surely heard of it several times before in your life, but what exactly are they? Are they feelings? Are they the same as moods? According to the American Psychological Association, emotion is defined as a complex reaction pattern involving experiential, behavioral, and physiological elements. Too complex? Absolutely. Basically, it's when chemicals are released in your brain, acting as your reaction to the things happening around you and in you yourself, which are accompanied with changes in your body and your behavior. Different emotions are formed by the different combinations of acids released in your brain when things happen. It's like when you add 2 or more different ingredients together and you get a different food. Alright, I'll start off with how emotion in teenagers are different from others. For example, imagine yourself in a haunted house with your friends. You can feel a mix of emotions of fear, anger, happiness, and surprise. You are scared of the ghosts, angry that they've just scared you, but it's fun to be with your friends and the way it just popped out of nowhere surprised you. I can't name these emotions right now because I'm making them up. But if I'm placed in that situation as of now and asked what I felt like, I wouldn't really know what to say and just be indecisive and unsure. What I'm saying is that emotions in teenagers are often unidentifiable, especially when they come in a bunch. An experiment conducted by a psychological scientist from Harvard University has shown that when people from different age ranges, children, teenagers, and adults are shown pictures of different emotions, children and adults distinguish emotions better than adolescents. Children have the ability to identify the emotions shown correctly because you don't know you can experience many at a time and only experience one type at a time. If they're happy, they're happy. If they're sad, they're sad. Adults can feel many emotions simultaneously, but are also mature and experienced enough to be able to identify them. We teenagers, on the other hand, who are starting to get away from experiencing only one emotion and evolving to become more like adults, start to feel this bundle of emotions and more types of emotions. But this makes us lack the ability to identify and differentiate the emotions we are feeling. Even more with the emotions changing rapidly due to mood swings, therefore forming this U-shape for the emotion differentiation score as the age increases. This makes life a whole lot more confusing for us. In fact, it is. Children in the age of between 13 and 18 are going through this stage in life called the identity versus role confusion stage, where we question absolutely anything. It can go as far as, where is my place in society? What do I want to be in the future? Or just something in the present like, what do I want to eat for lunch? But it usually centers around, who am I? It's like choosing the perfect outfit in a clothing store. You take a shirt and be like, does this fit me? Does this look good on me? Would I want to wear it? It's about this trial and error process of testing each role out in life and finding our identity, who we are. We are vulnerable, as we say in the stage. What's worse, there's this evil culprit that's poking out from time to time from our back and manipulating our decisions in life. Can you guess it? Well, no need, because it's what we've been talking about for the past minutes, our emotions. There are several parts in the brain that controls a person's emotions, including the amygdala, the insular cortex, and the periaqueductal brain. That's one of the hardest words to pronounce today. But anyways, today we'll be focusing more on the amygdala, which is this little almond around the center of the brain, barely taking up 0.3% of the whole brain. The amygdala integrates a person's emotions, emotional behavior, and motivation. It interprets fear, helps distinguish friends from foes, identifies social rewards and how to attain them, and controls classical conditioning, which is when an event stimulates a particular response, even in animals. For example, there's this clicker thing that you usually have for your pets. You start off by telling them to sit down, and when they do, you click and give them an award, usually food. This makes them link up the word sit down and the action of sitting down and tells them it's correct, and because it equals yummy snacks. Now back to the amygdala. The amygdala is developed early in the teenage years, which is why we start feeling more emotions. But there's a catch, the frontal cortex. This part of the brain is in fact not. It's still in the process of maturing and developing. It is the part that controls reasoning and helps us think before we act, which is why in teenagers, emotions come before reasoning much more easily. Teenagers got all this confusion going on and their emotions trying to manipulate their decisions, their solutions and solving problems, and their behaviors, which may be impulsive, irrational, and dangerous because of all the emotion priority thing. But this also means we have to especially be more of a good emotion controller, which includes being careful in releasing and expressing emotions. All right then. What can go wrong with releasing emotions? If, for example, you're feeling this ball of anger in your stomach, and you're finding a way to release it to make yourself feel less uncomfortable. Okay, so this ball of anger. Now be careful when you're releasing this emotion. Anger is pretty powerful, as you may already know. It can come out as you becoming physical and hitting somebody, or come out as foul words and hurting the people's feelings. But by being a good emotion controller, you can prevent all of that. No one is harmed in the process, not you or others. You may ask, well, can I just don't release my emotions then? No, it'll make things worse. According to a study by the University of Texas, by not acknowledging our emotions, we're making them stronger, making them build up inside us, making them go out of control. Bottling all these emotions or simply avoiding them is one of the many key reasons why teenagers have problems with memory, aggression, anxiety, and depression. Not only will your mental health be on the line, it also has some physical effects in the long term, like heart diseases. Let me ask the adults who are here. Do you happen to have an experience that you regret? You just regret it. You just cringe when you think about it, and you just want to go back into the past and go change it. But no, that's not possible as of now, and that's not how life works. If those regrets were done when you were below 12 years old, then that's okay. You're just a child and you can't do much about it. But if those regrets were done when you become a teenager, those regrets are usually like, I should have been a better child. I shouldn't have been mad at my parents or my friends. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I even do it in the first place? Now, if you rethink it, you can realize that these regrets are actually caused by your emotions, impulses, and immaturity in that part of the brain. People say that when you cringe at something you've done in the past, it means that you've become more mature. Your values are becoming more firm and you've grown up. I absolutely agree with that. But won't it be better to just get it right on the first try, preventing all the regrets and the cringiness, and because you won't be getting a second chance to redo it? Emotion and self-control is one key factor of something you may or may not have heard of, emotional intelligence, which has been proven to be highly related to success in life. Many successes are granted by being a leader, innovating something new, or making a change in society. According to an entrepreneur and penny stock expert, this involves making the right decisions, having clear perception, and being objective. You have to remain calm, collected, and professional. But your emotions may sabotage all of that. It may even avoid and distract you from reaching all your goals. By using the tactics that I'll be telling you about in a second, you can control these emotions to prevent harm to anybody, to prevent regretting in the future, and are very helpful in your day-to-day life as an adult. There's 3 steps to emotion control: awareness, control, and reflection. Be informed that I received these tactics from a professional school counselor. The first step is to recognize and accept those emotions, which puts teenagers at a disadvantage, and that's why I'm here. You can identify it by doing 3 things. 1, ask yourself, how is my body feeling today? Your physical condition is highly interrelated with your emotions because it's an output of you inside. 2, ask, how am I feeling right now? Are you feeling okay, all right, not so good, or just fine? Is it mild or intense? 3, be aware of the situation you're having and basically figuring out the trigger. And try connecting it with the emotions that you're having. Now that you've identified it, accept those emotions instead of ignoring and not acknowledging them. Admit that you're having those emotions right then and there. Don't try to shake it off and just deal with it later. It won't work. The next step to emotion control is to control it. Pretty ironic, but you actually need the other steps to properly learn to control it. This step is where you actually control it. Okay, so how would you do that? Now, you need to release and express these emotions, and in a healthy way. You can do it by doing your favorite hobby, such as cooking or playing a game. But make sure that you're thinking of the situation you're having as you're doing it, and not just forget about it, which defeats the whole point. You can also do some journaling and talking to someone you trust or is a professional. Make sure to open up and be reassured that it's okay to express your feelings. So if needed, you can cry it out. And that's one reason why tears exist. You can't really be logical to get yourself together and choose which way is best when you're emotional. There's this technique that'll help you called the grounding technique, which uses mental distractions with your 5 senses to pull your thoughts away from negative situations and emotions. This includes physical techniques like eating, breathing, or holding a piece of ice in your hand. Mental techniques such as doing some math, reciting something, or making yourself laugh. And soothing techniques like saying nice things to yourself, hanging around your pets, or listening to music. Make sure you do these techniques as soon as the emotions kick in. It'll take time depending on how intense it is. But with a lot of practice, it'll get faster and faster. But whatever you do, don't close your eyes, which many people do to calm themselves, but can actually backfire because you have to connect yourself as much as possible to the present. The last step is to reflect. Think about the situation and reflect on your action. If possible, resolve it by talking to the person or removing the thing that caused it. This will help you get better at calming yourself and prevent repeating mistakes. And now, you are ready to become a good emotion controller. I can assure you that this will prepare you for your future if you're a teenager and improve yourself in the present if you're an adult. With my improvement over the 3 years as being a teenager. Always remember this quote: control your emotions or your emotions will control you. Thank you and have a great day.